Aloha everyone. Thank you for joining me today for your yoga practice. I hope that this is a time where you can really come and recollect with yourself on your mat and find a calming place where you can give yourself space to breathe and to come to your center. So I'll have you come to a seat on your mat. And if at any point in time you need a rest or you need a break drinking some water, that's okay. You can always come into child's pose or windshield wipe your legs, or even some of you think that it feels good to come into downward facing dog. So if at any point you need that, please do that for yourself. Be mindful of your body and how it feels in your body, using your breath to move and to really listen to your body in this class. And make sure if you have any props, if you need blocks or blankets or anything for your own support, please have that on hand for yourself. But this is a class that can be done without props. Come to a seat, close your eyes gently here. You can have your shin in front of the other shin or your legs on top of each other. Bring your hands on your thighs, palms facing up. Gently closing your eyes here. Without having any force or any effort in what you're doing, notice how you're breathing right now. Notice where you're breathing in your body. Maybe it's higher up in the chest, or maybe it's lower in your belly. Start tapping into every corner of your body, scanning from the feet, the toes, the heels, the ankles, the shins, moving up into the knees, the thighs, the hips, the abdominals, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, the chest, the shoulders, the upper arms, the forearms. Check in on your hands, your fingers, moving into your neck, your ears, your face, your cheekbones, your forehead, and the top of your head. Relax everything from the toes all the way up into your head. Take a deep breath in, starting from the belly and moving the breath up past the ribs, all the way up through the chest, expanding your ribs. And then open your mouth and let it out. Again, inhale through the belly. And let it out. Just breathe here. Noticing if you're holding tension in your breath. And just let the breath go wherever it needs to go to support yourself in your movements today in this practice. The breath is life. You are life. And you're a light. You're giving yourself the chance right now to breathe. Inhale. Gently open your eyes, bring your hands overhead, look up, reach up out of your hips, belly button to spine, and exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, sweep your arms overhead, look up, reach with your fingertips, but relax your shoulders away from your ears. And then exhale, your hands to your heart. One more time, big inhale, sweep your arms overhead, reach up, expanding all of your ribs as you inhale, And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Lovely. Good. Start giving your shoulders big circles, back and down. Big circles, rotating your shoulders. When you press your shoulders down, really press them down and away from your ears as you lengthen your spine towards the sky. Feel your spine straightening and your torso moving back above your hips. Lengthening all of the spine all the way up into your neck and out of the crown of your head. Maybe keep your eyes closed here. And then switch directions with your circles. Big, slow circles with your shoulders. Good. Perfect. Take your right hand, place it on top of your head, and slowly draw your head towards the right, dropping your right ear towards your right shoulder. And press the left shoulder down and away from your left ear. Keep your eyes closed and allow the weight of the right hand to draw your head down towards the earth. Feel that nice stretch happening in the left side of your neck. Deep inhale into that area of your neck. And a nice exhale, relaxing the shoulders down. Again. And exhale. Beautiful. Draw your head back to center. A deep inhale. And exhale, drop your head to the left, taking your left hand and drawing your head towards the earth. Don't force anything, just allow your head to drop down with the weight of your hand. Press that right shoulder down and away from your right ear. Relax your right hand, relax your eyes. And just breathe into your neck here. Send your energy wherever it needs to go to release the tension in your body. And allow the breath to soothe all of your body here. One more breath. And exhale, bring your head back to center. Good. Bring your chin down towards the middle of your chest. And start doing half circles, sending your chin towards the right shoulder. And then sliding your chin down along your chest and then towards your left shoulder. Keep doing this with your breath. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Inhale back to center, exhale it to the left. Nice, slow, deliberate half circles with your neck here. Good. Perfect. Come back to center with your chin. Take your left hand, place it behind your head and slightly tug down on your head to allow the spine to stretch here. Press the back of your head towards your hand and your hand towards the back of your head, keeping your torso and your abdominals engaged and lengthened towards the sky here. I'll give you a side profile of my body just to allow you to see how I'm keeping myself straight and above my hips, lengthening still from the tailbone all the way to the top of the back of my head. Keep your eyes closed. Inhale. And then exhale, allow the chin to keep dropping down towards your chest, but lengthening up towards the sky with your head. You're probably going to be feeling all of your vertebrae, the back of your spine, sort of opening up. When you inhale, allow all of your torso to expand 360 degrees around. Your breath is a 3-dimension breath here. Allow the breath to expand everything, to give yourself space to breathe even more. Good. Slowly draw your head back up to center. And then slowly make your way onto your knees and your hands. And then tuck the toes. Bring your knees together, tuck the toes, send your hips back for a toe stretch here. So allow your little pinky toes to come forward with your fingers if needed. Then either stay with your hands on your mat to begin with, or if you already feel comfortable to do so, send your torso and your weight back onto your heels. Here, lengthen your spine, keeping your abdominals engaged, lengthening from the tailbone up to the crown of your head. And just close your eyes here, allowing the toes to stretch. We'll be here for a minute, closing your eyes, breathe. Allow your breath to come from the belly and then up the chest. And then slowly out the chest, and then out the belly. Take your wrists and your arms forward, directly parallel to your mat, and start rotating your wrists. Big circles with your wrists. Big, big, slow circles. And then switch directions with your circles here. Good. Take the palm of your hand, the right palm of your hand, press it forward in front of you, fingers facing down towards your mat. Really reach out of those fingers, and then take the left hand around the palm and press those fingers towards your body here, allowing the forearm, the inside of the forearm, to stretch along into the palm of your hand and your fingers. Relax the shoulders down your back and keep the shoulders into their sockets. Try not to pull your shoulders forward too much out of your back. Keep your chest opened in front of the mat. Deep inhale and relax your toes. And release this side. And inhale, pressing the left palm forward, and then grabbing it with your right hand, and then pressing the fingers down towards your body. Good. Nice. Stretching in the arms and the fingers. Release that arm, bring your hands onto your mat, release the toes gently, and then just tap, tap, tap the top of your feet down in your mat. Good. Then send your hips back on your heels with toes untucked, and then send your weight back behind you, lifting the shins off of your mat. Your hands are on your mat, slightly behind your hips. And allow the top of your feet to stretch here. You can even send yourself forward and then back again. Gently allowing the top of your feet and your ankles to stretch here. We're doing this before we come into our flow. Just slowly move your way back and forth, or just stay back onto your heels with your bum. And allow your chest to really start opening up towards the sky here. Press the shoulders back and away from you. Deep inhale, look up, and then exhale, send your weight forward. Open your knees, mat width apart. Sit back down into a wide-legged child's pose. Send your arms forward and allow your arms to lengthen forward, sending your tailbone down towards your heels and stretching your spine from the tailbone to your fingertips. Inhale, expanding the belly towards your thighs. And then exhale, relax yourself down into your mat, forehead on your mat, big toes to touch. Again, deep inhale. And then exhale. Good. One more breath. Expanding the ribs and feeling the breath sent up into your upper back, middle back, and then exhale, relax your heart down towards your mat. Good. Bring yourself forward into a tabletop and just place your hands below your shoulders, directly below your shoulders, knees hip width apart, and just turn the upper part of your hand, of your left hand, down towards your mat, and just sway yourself forward and back slightly. So the palm, my left palm is facing upwards, and just slowly send your weight back and forth for a nice stretch in our wrist, in our outer forearm, and then bring that hand back down and then switch sides. Place the upper hand of the right hand down on your mat, fingers towards you, and then just sway yourself forward and back slightly in a tabletop. Good. Perfect. Then we'll come back and you can rotate your wrists once more, rotate your ankles once more in all directions in your tabletop. And then we'll inhale and exhale into cat-cows. Inhale, look up, tailbone up towards the sky, belly button down towards your mat. Reach out of your heart as you inhale, looking up. And exhale, round your back, your upper back, reaching up towards the sky. Press your mat away from you, straight arms. Look past your legs, belly button to spine. Inhale into a cow, looking up. Breathe. And then exhale into a cat, an angry cat. Really press that upper back towards the sky. And press the top of your feet down into your mat, activating all of your legs and your thighs. Do this a few more times with your breath. Just roll with your breath. However you need to move, you might have to move your hips sideways, into your cow, into your cat. Good, we're warming up our spine. Come back to a neutral spine. Send your hands a little forward, tuck your toes, and slowly come into a downward facing dog here. Bent knees slightly. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, heels down. Into your first downward facing dog. Notice if you're still rounding your lower back. Send your hips back and away from you, tailbone up and away from you. Inhale and exhale your heels down closer towards your mat.
Reach out of your hands. So press the mat away from you with your hands, all your knuckles, feeling your hands rooted down in your mat. Feet hip-width apart. Belly button to spine. Lengthen the spine from the tailbone all the way down to your fingertips here. Relax your neck. Look down and past your legs, right in between your legs. Relax your neck. You can even say yes and no with your neck right now in downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Lengthen, drawing your elbows towards each other. Shoulders down your back. Solid upper back still holding you, giving you a nice strength here in your chest. And then exhale, heels down closer to your mat here. Maybe pressing the back of the legs away from you towards the back of the mat. Press those legs out and away from you. Keep your feet forward. Your toes are pointing forward towards the front of the mat. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, round yourself forward into high plank. Bend the knees, send your hips back into a wave and come back up into a downward facing dog. And then round yourself forward again, and then back and up into a downward facing dog. Again, do this a few more times with your breath into an ebb and flow movement. Try noticing how your spine is curving when you're doing this movement. Breathe into this so that you can allow space to happen when you're moving. One more breath. And come back into downward facing dog. Inhale the left heel up. And then exhale it down. Inhale the right heel up. And then exhale it down. Bend the knees. Step to the front of the mat. Inhale into a half lift. And here in your half lift, stay here. Bring your hands down on your mat or your blocks. Send your tailbone away from you and lengthening from the tailbone all the way out the crown of your head forward, trying to get into a flat back here. Inhale, and then exhale, fold with bent knees. Hold opposite elbows with opposite hands. In your bent knees, swaying yourself sideways gently. Inhale and exhale. Allow all the tension to melt away here. Give yourself a moment here to just appreciate how this feels in your body. Now we'll work a little bit on our half lifts here. We'll strengthen our abdominals by doing this. Inhale, half lift, flat back here. So your hands, if they're not on your mat, if they can't reach your mat, and if you don't have blocks, you can always have your hands on your shins or on your upper thighs. Bring your elbows towards your ribs. Squeeze the shoulder blades in your half lift. Lengthen forward out of the crown of your head. And stay here as you exhale. Stay in your half lift. Send your weight forward into your toes and the ball of your feet. And try and lengthen the back of your legs, pressing the tailbone up and away from you. You'll feel a stretch in your hamstrings here. Inhale and exhale. Interlace your fingers behind your lower back. Allow your arms to press against your body here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold with bent knees. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward, sending your hands up and away from your back, interlaced. Stretching your pectoral muscles and your shoulders. If they can't completely come off of your back, you can always keep your hands on your lower back or slightly off of your lower back. Inhale, straighten the back of your legs in your fold. And exhale, fold even deeper. Good. Just breathe here. Release your hands slowly down on your lower back. Hands on your hips, so the fingers in your hip creases. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, send your arms forward along your ears here. Inhale and exhale, fold hands down. Again, inhale, half lift. Send your arms along your ears forward. Lengthen your spine forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, step back into a high plank. Hold your high plank and send your weight forward and back onto the ball of your feet. Being mindful of the quality of your breathing here. Deep inhale and a nice exhale, and we'll lower down for a count of 5. Inhale and exhale, lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands below shoulders. Inhale, baby cobra. So belly button strengthen towards the spine, shoulder blades squeezing together. Look down on your mat. Exhale, lower. Inhale, extend your spine forward. So press yourself forward before bringing yourself up. And exhale, lower. Almost clawing your mat. Clawing your mat to send your heart and the crown of your head forward. And then up. Inhale. And then exhale, lower. 2 more. Press the top of your feet down into your mat. Lift the kneecaps off of your mat. Exhale, lower. Press yourself up into a tabletop. Tuck the toes. Send your hips back for downward facing dog as you exhale. Inhale, both heels up. Exhale, both heels down. Inhale, bend the knees. Step to the front of the mat. Half lift. And exhale, fold. Again, inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands, step back into high plank, lower down halfway. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale into a downward facing dog. Again, bend the knees. Hop or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round yourself up all the way. Sweeping your arms overhead. Reach, look up. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, look up. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands, step back into high plank, lower down halfway. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale into a downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg overhead into 3-legged dog. Bend the knees, stack the hips here. Look down, maybe past your left armpit. Try and see if you can see that right heel underneath your armpit. Breathe. Reach that right knee towards the sky as much as you can. And then start doing big circles with the right knee. Big circles, and then we'll switch directions in a few breaths. And then switch directions. Good. Come back to center into 3-legged dog. Reach out of that back heel. Toes pointed towards the mat. And then slowly step it forward. Lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale into a low lunge here. Inhale, reach out of the hips. Press the left hip forward and the right hip back. Inhale, and then exhale, hands to heart. Again, sweep your arms overhead. Inhale, and then bring that right hand onto the back thigh and maybe reverse your low lunge here. Just breathe into that left side. Relax your shoulders down your back. Sweep your arms back on your mat. Untuck the back toes, lift the knees, step back into high plank, lower down, chaturanga. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Open that chest, really pressing the shoulders away from the front of your mat. And then exhale into a downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg overhead into three-legged dog, flexing the toes towards your mat. Inhale, reach out of that back heel, bend the knees, stack the hips, sending that left hip above the right. Maybe look underneath your armpit here. See if you can see your left heel underneath your armpit. Really reach that left knee towards the sky and draw that left shoulder, that left side of your body down towards your mat. Strong abdominals here. Start rotating your upper knee with big circles. Make big, slow circles with your breath. Allow yourself to relax in this. Slow flow. Connecting with our breath. Allowing the energy to move through us. And then switch directions with your knee. Good. Come back to center into three-legged dog. Inhale, reach out of that back heel. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, low lunge here. Send that right hip forward and the left hip back into its socket. Straighten the hips so that it's in line with the front of your mat. Inhale, reach out of the fingers. And exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, sweep the arms overhead, look up. Exhale, release the left hand down on your back thigh and come into a reverse low lunge, sending that right arm overhead. Maybe look up towards your hand if that's possible for you. And if you have the balance, maybe you can close your eyes. Good. Just breathe here. Nice energy release in our twists here, creating flexibility and strength in our hips. If you need padding under your knees, you can always put a blanket. Open your heart towards the sky here. Inhale back to center, reach up, exhale, plant the hands on your mat, step back into high plank, and then flow here. Good. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, step it forward with your right foot and then slightly bring the left foot forward into a 45-degree angle. So your left toes are pointing towards the left corner of your mat. And we'll come into a warrior one. Sweep the arms overhead and readjust yourself however you need to. Bend that front knee and straighten that back leg here. Strong posture here. Send your arms overhead. And then nice opening of the heart. Nice pose here, stretching the back of the left calf. Good. Keep the hips pointing forward. Square with the front of your mat. Bring your hands together and do a slight back bend as you exhale.
Good. Come back to center, straighten that front leg, bring your hands on your hips and send yourself forward, hinging at the hips here. Into a nice triangle here. Bring that left hand down on your mat and then send that right arm overhead for a nice twist. Look up. Good. Try and keep your hips facing forward. If you need to step closer, give yourself that. Step closer with the back foot. Try and keep both legs straight and your hips facing square to the front of the mat. Lengthen out of your heart. And exhale, place those hands back and then rotate yourself sideways on your mat. Inhale, hands underneath the shoulders, and feet are slightly pointing inwards. Toes are slightly pointing inwards towards you or directly parallel with the edges of your mat. Lengthen out of the crown of your head, and then exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Either allowing the crown of your head to land on your mat, sending your arms underneath you, your weight. Send your weight forward in front of the ball of your feet. Or you can hold on to the outer edges of your shin, your ankles, or the outer edges of your feet. Just allow yourself to breathe here in this wide-legged forward fold. Press the tailbone up and away from you. Lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of your head down. And really press your heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Press the heart down towards the mat. And just breathe here. Good. One more breath. Inhale your hands back underneath your shoulders. Pivot back to the front of your mat. Step back into high plank and lower down chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up above you into three-legged dog, and then step it forward, and we'll come into warrior one on this side. Bend that front knee and point those back toes towards the right corner of your mat. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead and lunge here. Bend that front knee into your warrior one. Strong posture. Really draw that belly button towards the spine and drop the tailbone down towards your mat. Press the hip flexors of the right side towards the front and plug in that left hip towards the back of your mat. Inhale, reach out of the fingertips as you relax your shoulders down your back. Look up, strong posture, and breathe. Maybe try closing your eyes for balance here. Good. Inhale, exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring your hands onto your hips, and then start hinging at the hips. Send your heart forward. Keep your hips in line, square to the front of the mat. Maybe step a little bit more forward if you need a shorter stance. And then fold forward. Good. Inhale and exhale, fold here. Nice forward fold. Bring your right hand inside of your left foot and then come into a nice twist here. Send that left hip back. Twist towards the left, maybe looking up towards your hand. Good. Breathe. Allow yourself to just relax here. Relax your neck. And try and keep your hips level with your mat.
And straighten both legs. Lift the kneecaps up. And really press out of the feet in your mat, almost pulling the mat apart. Reach and then bring those feet, that hand down towards your mat, and then step back into high plank, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, heels up, bend the knees, hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, half lift. Exhale, sit yourself down into your chair, sending your arms along your ears here. Keep your feet hip width apart, toes facing forward. Draw your tailbone down towards your mat and draw your belly button in towards your spine, strengthening your abdominals here. Try and bring your upper arms along your ears. Reach out of the crown of your head towards the sky. Relax your shoulder blades down your back, but power through your fingers. Allow your arms to be activated here. Inhale and exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, come back up slightly. Exhale, sit back down deeper. Again, inhale, up slightly. Exhale, sit down deeper. Inhale, up slightly, not all the way. Exhale, sit down deeper. Again, we'll pulse a few more times with our breath. Sit down deeper. Stand up as you inhale and sit down deeper. Inhale, rise up completely, lengthening all of your body up towards the sky. And exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, half lift. And then exhale, bring your feet together. Your toes to touch, but leaving about a couple of inches of space between your heels. And then sit yourself down into your chair, knees together, hands to your heart. Again, make sure you draw your tailbone down towards your mat, bringing in the belly button towards the spine and sending your weight back above your heels, sending your torso back above your hips. Inhale. Lengthen out of your spine towards the sky. And then exhale, sit down deeper and hook your left elbow onto the outside of your right thigh for a nice chair twist. Look at your knees. Make sure your knees are still in line with each other. Inhale, maybe look up. And exhale, stay here. Draw your heart towards your hands. Inhale and exhale, twist deeper. Once more. And then slowly come back to center. Reach up with your hands all the way up to the sky. And then sit back down into your chair, hands to your heart. Inhale, lengthen out of your spine. And exhale, sit down, twist to the left. Hook your right elbow outside of your left thigh. Inhale, look forward, make sure your knees are in line with each other and your hips are square to the mat. And then exhale, twist here. Keep your lower body where it is. Just allow the rotation of your spine to happen here. Breathe. Sending your heart towards your hands. Open your chest towards the side of the room. And then really reach out of the crown of your head towards the front of your mat. Deep breath in. One more exhale, stay here. Again. And then come back to center, reaching yourself up high. And exhale, hands to heart. Again, sweep your arms overhead, reach up, reach, 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 reach.
And send yourself towards the right for a crescent moon stretch here. Release the index, interlacing all the other fingers. Inhale back to center. And then exhale to the left. Come back to center. And exhale, crescent moon to the right. Send your left hip away from you here. Imagine yourself between two panes of glass, keeping yourself straight. And then exhale to the left. Pressing that right hip away from you. Come back to center. Inhale, exhale to the right. Beautiful. Relax your neck. Come back to center. Exhale to the left. Come back to center. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Slowly make your way onto your mat, on your bum. And then draw your knees into your chest here. Draw your knees into your chest, interlacing your fingers around your shins, and give yourself a nice hug. Good. Inhale and exhale. Bring your feet onto your mat. Take that left ankle, place it on top of your right thigh for thread the needle. Press the left thigh out and away from you with your left hand. You can stay here if that's enough for you. Otherwise, you can interlace your fingers behind your right thigh and draw your right knee into your chest for thread the needle. Inhale, release the knee a little bit, and then exhale, draw the thigh back in towards the chest. Draw your tailbone down towards your mat as you draw your right knee in towards your chest. Deep breath in through the belly, up into the chest. And then out the chest, and then out the belly. Allowing the belly to completely relax down into its little curved bowl that it creates when you're laying down. Micro movements drawing that right knee in closer to your chest. You will feel that in your left hip. Breathe there. Breathe wherever you feel in your body the tension that is there and that you can work on relaxing. Release that right foot down on your mat. Inhale that left leg overhead, reach it up high, pressing out of that heel. Stay here. Inhale, and then exhale, place that left foot down on your mat, and we'll switch directions. Inhale, the right leg overhead, reaching out of that right heel. Place that ankle onto your left thigh, and then press the right thigh out and away from you with your right hand. I like to sometimes sway myself side to side here. It feels so good. And you might feel different on one side, and that's normal. We all have differences on either side of our bodies based on how we were born, our injuries, our past experiences with our body. When you're ready, just interlace your fingers behind your left thigh if you are there. Then just slowly draw your left knee into your chest. Few more breaths here. Whenever you're ready, bring that left foot down on your mat, both feet on your mat, extend both legs overhead, rotating the ankles, straightening your legs as much as possible. Press out of those heels towards the sky. You can always have a block underneath your sacrum here for a waterfall if that feels good. We'll come into happy baby. So you can either grab the outer edges of your feet or your shins, and then come into a nice little happy baby here. Active pose, press the tailbone down towards your mat as you draw your thighs in closer to your mat. Keep your feet flexed. Relax, try and relax your shoulders and your back down on your mat. You can swing yourself side to side in your happy baby here. Maybe notice if you're holding tension in your jaw. Open your mouth wide, give big circles with your mouth and your jaw. Allow it to just completely open up and close. Notice if you're holding tension in your eyebrows in the middle part of your forehead. Try and relax that down. Deep breath in through the belly, and then press those thighs down deeper towards the mat as you exhale. Your arms are inside of your legs in this pose. You can extend the right leg out, and then bring it back down, and then extend the left leg out, and bring it back in. You can even extend both legs out into a V, and then bring them back into your happy baby. Deep breath in, and then bring the soles of your feet together, drawing them in towards you, and then relax your feet down into a supine butterfly pose here. Laying on your back, splay your knees open with soles of your feet together, and allow your knees and your legs to completely draw down towards the earth with gravity, relaxing all of your upper body down on your mat. Close your eyes here. Release all the effort from your practice and just breathe. Feeling all the goodness that you create in your body. Thanking yourself for what you're doing for yourself in every moment. And not being so hard on ourselves for so many things that we don't do or do. We need to just accept living in the moment. And that it's okay to just be. We are our own author of our lives. We create our own happiness, and it's a choice that we make. Whenever you're ready, fully extend into your final pose, Shavasana. Extend your legs out. Your arms may be overhead or into a T. And allow all of your body to completely melt down into your mat. Mahalo for joining me today in this really precious time that you take for yourself.
Take a deep breath in and a gentle exhalation. Release all of that down. Sending love and light. Namaste.